Instead of saying there was cheating no. No, what we should do is we should say, listen, there's a bunch of stuff that we think is irregular, and we'd just like to put it to rest, just like you. Just like you, we'd like everybody to have confidence in this new president, and just like you, we want to know for sure. But there is a large number of people that have some concerns. So in the interest of putting those concerns to rest and having a country that's unified behind the president, why don't we just simply do these audits? You've assured us that everything is completely intact and there's nothing to worry about. And so we would just like to see the confirmation of that so we can tell the people out there who are running these crazy conspiracy theories about cheating why they're wrong. So since we have the same goals here, let's get down to it. And then they're stuck, you see, because if you do that to them, you have gone to them with the ring of truth. We want fair elections, don't you? Yeah, super. Then let's just do these simple steps here, and both you and I can both be assured of the fact that the American electoral system is, as you say, absolutely secure, absolutely ironclad, no chance of voter fraud whatsoever. It may not sound like a big difference, but it is. It's a fundamental difference. It's a fundamental shift in the momentum of the narrative. In other words, we are so busy trying to fight against the narrative that we continually lose because of the power and the multitude of the megaphones that are preaching the narrative. And the way to defeat this false narrative is not to say it's a false narrative. The way to defeat the false narrative is to treat it as if it's true. This is the simple thing that we just don't seem to be able to do. We have a majority here that is overwhelming. In round numbers, 4 out of 5 Americans of all races, of all ethnic backgrounds, of all religious backgrounds, with the exception of class, the richer liberals are more against it than the poorer working class Democrats are. But 4 out of 5 is not a close call. With a 4 out of 5 national majority for voter ID, our voting system problems should be very simple to solve because we have the enormous bulk of the American people behind us. So why can't we get this Leviathan awake? We can't get it awake because we don't know how to speak to it. We don't know how to talk to it. We're clanging bells and we're doing all these things trying to fight against the narrative. We should get out of the narrative's way and simply grant them their premise. If it could be proven to my satisfaction that there was no voter fraud of any systemic or significant thing, nothing that would have affected the elections. If it turned out that all these audits were revealing nothing, and I'd been wrong about the whole thing, I would be enormously relieved by that. I really would. Then I would think, okay, well, the American people made a choice that maybe wasn't so smart, but I wouldn't think that, wow, has our entire ability to choose been stolen from us now? Is that where we are? I'd be delighted if it turned out that there was no evidence of voter fraud. And this is the ring of truth. Basically, what you say is, what are you so afraid of? What are you so afraid of? We want to prevent cheating, and you want to prevent cheating, right? Right? This state has become an absolute and utter disaster. So, here we go. In my opinion, there is nothing worse than doing a dirty deed to a good man who has always been fair and gracious and honest with you in the past. I think it's the lowest of the low, and that's what I'm about to do. I've decided to use my monumental ability to change the course of human events in order to convince Larry Elder to run for governor of the state of California. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Larry has 2 main qualifications. Number 1, he knows how things work. And when I say he knows how things work, I'm not talking about the government of California. Look, if 80-watt intellect Jerry Brown can run California, 150 watts of Larry Elder firepower shouldn't be too tough. I get the feeling he'd learn on the job pretty quickly in terms of running the actual government. When I say he knows how things work, what I mean is he knows how things work in the real world. He understands it. He understands conservatism, understands private property, understands the free market, has seen again and again and again and again the power of what happens when you get the government out of the way. And people like Elon Musk see the power, and that's why they leave California and go to places like Texas. He defends this idea every single day. And unlike the other politicians that run in California as Republicans, he knows how to make the case. He knows how to destroy the opposition. He makes the argument every single day and gets paid well to do it because he's very, very, very good at it. And that ability to sell Americans on the fundamental idea of what Americans is, I think that would work even in California. But Larry Elder's greatest single reason that would make him a great governor, in my opinion, is the most important one of all, and that is simply this. Larry Elder doesn't want the job. That makes him eminently qualified for the job. You should always be suspicious of people who want that job. If Larry Elder were to run for governor, first of all, it'd be a significant pay cut for him. I'm just curious if any other prominent national Republican politicians come to mind in terms of people who have already done well for themselves in the free market and then go into politics because they feel that they have to. Mediocrities, like Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and then just outright grifters like Pelosi and Biden, they go into politics poor and they come out as millionaires. Larry'd probably be going into politics as a millionaire and probably come out having lost a small fortune.